What is happening, guys? Lawson here. So, continuing in our Australian adventure today, Chelsea and I are out with Kyle and Robin once again, and we are doing a little bit of estuary fishing, looking for barramundi and mangrove jack are the two main targets. Anything else?
Yeah, we'll get flathead, breams, all that kind of stuff as well.
Flatties, brim,
yeah,
3 meter flatties.
3 meter flatties.
Gosh, so
cod.
terrible. Lots of different fish to be caught. The two main goals are barramundi and mangrove jack. Now, if you don't know what a barramundi or a mangrove jack is for my American homies, a barramundi is almost like a snook and a tarpon made a sweet, sweet baby, and it's just a very, very cool fish. And I've caught one before, but I would love to catch some more. And then a mangrove jack is actually a type of snapper, what we'd call a snapper back home, but they over here call it a jack, and it's basically a cubera snapper that lives inshore in the mangroves, and they go super hard, and they eat really well, and they try to break you off on anything they can find, and they're like a highly revered game fish over here in Australia when you're fishing inshore. So that is the game plan here. We're gonna get to the spot, rig up, and start catching some fish. Hopefully, it's very windy, very cold, but you know, can't catch fish sitting at home. So here we are. All right, on this trip, one of the things that make it very possible is having sponsors. And this video is sponsored by Carl's Bait and Tackle. If you don't know what Carl's is an online retailer where you can save a bunch of money buying gear online, fishing gear. They have some hunting, camping, all type of cool stuff. And right here, some Biospawn Extra Swims that I ordered off Carl's for this trip specifically. And right now we're gonna work a mangrove bank, see if we can find some fish and hopefully hook up. Oh, there's a fish.
Big one?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Nice, man. You go for a run?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That thing hit like a freaking truck. Good Lord Almighty.
Barra.
I think it's a barra.
Barra.
Oh my gosh. It has been a slow morning. I don't know what it is. I think it might be a little G, like a little trevally. It's been a pretty slow morning. It's been really cold. Yeah, it was a little trevally. So anything's welcome right now. We've had a few bites here and there, but really been waiting for the sun to kind of warm up the river system here. And it's been really cold, and I've just been cycling through swim baits, jerk baits, shrimp, everything, you know, and finally stuck something here. Wow, this guy looks a little familiar. Reminds me of home right there. But this guy could get about, you know,
59 kilos heavy.
59 kilos, which would be like 100 pounds practically. Really, really cool to catch them back in here. This thing has kind of got some beat up looking. It's got like a cyst on the back of them. Beautiful. First fish down. It should be easier from here on out, right? You got to crack the seal.
Mate, the monkeys off our back. I've done my job.
You've done your job?
You can go now.
Cool. All right. Little creek G down. Still looking for a barra and a mangrove jackie, but it's good. Good to hook something. Where it's like big.
Yeah. That's good fish. Really good fish.
Big mangrove jack?
Yeah,
Holy
jack.
big mangrove jack. Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah,
Oh, hot damn. Oh, wow. That is sick. That is really sick. I mean, looks identical to like a mangrove snapper. Like, it just looks like a giant mangrove snapper. That's really cool.
What a grind though, man. What an absolute grind. We've been at it all morning. Tide changed. Bit of warmer water starting to push through the creek. And that's the result. Really, really nice. Probably low 40s mangrove jack. Feel how cold he is, man. Just like, that's not normal for a jack. And feel how cold he is. You can tell by the water. It's so freaking cold. But that's really, really awesome.
That is so cool.
Such a nice little fish. Didn't even expect it. Like, he ate it. Normally you can feel the hit really, really hard with these guys, but it was just so subtle. Didn't even know. I went to hop the plastic again, and it just loaded up. That's awesome. Really, really, really cool. Normally when they're super active and vibrant, they have like a blue line just there. You can just make it out. But when they're super active, that's like really, really, really like electric blue. You can just see it there, but that's really, really nice. These guys are delicious, but I think we should just let them go.
Yeah, let them fly. That's so cool, man. That is really cool. If you can tell the very resemblance to our mangrove snapper or even a little juvenile cubera, really cool. They go super hard. They eat really aggressive. I mean, I would love to get my dirty paws on one of those, but Kyle knocked that one off. I got the little baby G off, and maybe if we find a Barra, we'll complete the circle here. But
I think so.
Things are getting better. The tide's moving in. The water's been warming up, and things are looking better. This is good. Awesome. That's sweet, dude.
Yeah. Tell you what, it's a welcome bycatch from how unsuccessful we've been today. You can hold them if you want.
I don't need to hold them, but that is so cool. It looks just like a little Jewfish or a Goliath grouper back home.
So we call these flowery cod or estuarine cod. You can tell by they got little black and white dots all over them. And actually, when they get quite a bit bigger, they're actually really, really delicious. But at this size, they pull hard and they're a welcome bycatch. Why not?
I mean, literally looks identical to a little Goliath grouper practically. A little bit different markings, but that's really cool, man. And same deal, you catch little Goliath groupers fishing in mangroves and estuary areas. How big do these get?
I think these ones get around 80 centimeters.
So not huge.
Not massive, no.
Will they, will he probably swim out to the reef pretty soon, or will they live their whole life in here?
They get pretty big in here. Like the biggest ones I've caught in here are sort of mid-60s, early 70s, but they sort of push out into your closer inshore reefs and stuff like that. These guys won't necessarily go all the way to the reef, but in saying that, I don't see why they wouldn't. I just haven't caught them out there.
Right on.
Tell you what, if you're going in, you're not coming out. Nice little fish, and we'll let them go.
All right, we are slowly winding down here. Gonna hit another little patch of river and see if we can maybe find that Barra, another mangrove jack. I'm actually just flipping a little craw here on a bait caster, and Kyle's throwing kind of like a hard body, like twitch bait almost. And we're still just same idea, flipping structure. We moved to a little bigger part of a river, and I'm just flipping a craw around and seeing maybe try something different. You know, it's gonna resemble a shrimp, a crawfish, a yabby, whatever they call them, yabbies and prawns over here, but I think it's gonna work. And the idea is so similar to bass fishing. Like you're just flipping soft plastics around structure and really fishing that structure super hard, then just skipping it right into the next hole. It's not really about covering ground, it's about covering structure. And I think this would be a great bait to do it, but it'd be nice if we catch one more fish before we close it out. The amount of bait back there is insane. I need to flip a cast back in there. This is weird. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. It was really cool doing something so similar to what I like to do at home. Like, I legitimately felt like I was just back in Florida, flipping down a mangrove line, looking for snook and tarpon and jack, but instead it was barramundi and mangrove jack and little creek GTs and flatheads and estuary cods. It's so cool being across the world and fishing like you're back home. It's very surreal. And it's so cool because all the fish over there in Australia, they remind me so much of the species we have back here in Florida, just like slightly tweaked and a little different. A barramundi, so similar to a snook and a tarpon. And then the mangrove jack, I mean, look at it. It just looks like a giant mangrove snapper. And then estuary cod look like little Goliath groupers. It's just really, really neat being able to experience a different fishery, but kind of have an idea of how it works and not feel totally blindfolded going into it. You kind of understand how these fish work, but you're fishing for a different fish. So really, really cool and beautiful just getting out there in the estuaries and looking around. I couldn't ask for a cooler place to fish. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That'll keep you up to date whenever I post a video. Alright, that is it. Got a few more Australia videos to pump out, and then it's back home fishing for our good old snook and jack and tarpon that we love so much. I appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, peace.